This is my great table of nasturtium. I've got 6 10-20 bootstrap trays here. I planted these over 6 months ago. And what I'm doing each week when I sell it, I'm just selling it by the leaf. I'm just harvested in this. And it still tastes just as good as when I first started growing it.
And they're super healthy considering, like, you know, if you just look, like, I'll just zoom in closely on the roots. Like, it's crazy how dense they're able to get. And there's almost like no yellow leaves. And the fact that you're selling this by the leaf.
By the leaf, man.
I think it's crazy. And then also the red vein sorrel here.
Yep.
You're all, like, this was really smart.
Same thing. This is a flood tray. And this is just an experiment. But what I'm doing, I have one client that likes the larger red vein sorrel leaves, which most people don't like.
Yeah.
But all I'm doing is every week, I'm plucking these larger ones and putting them in her salad mix. And then I'm going down to the bottom where the smaller comes through and they go to the more fine dining restaurants.
Which is such a smart way to do this, because I see so many growers, there's two ways that I see a lot of growers kind of work with red vein sorrel. Is they'll grow it in a tray like that. They'll pick off the leaves as they're at size and then let it keep growing, or you cut the whole tray, right? But this is like interesting because of your market, and this is where the ingenuity of like adapting your system to what's actually needed. So you have a customer that wants the big leaves, and then it's already growing the small leaves, so you get to get both from one
it gets
tray.
hit from both sides.
Which is incredible.
These marigolds here, so I'm just testing growing these because, as I said, I have 3 mixes. Marigolds are actually very easy to grow, and I'm not sure if you want to have a look, you can pluck these petals,
which is so cool.
And
then
check this out.
You get like so many petals from one flower.
They're so beautiful as well. And so from one flower, you can make up about 20 mixes. And it looks like at least 2 times as good when you've got like yellow and orange flowers in your mixes.
Totally.
And they kind of taste a bit bitter, but they look good, which is important.
With flowers, like the oxalis there, I was
come over here.
blown away by the flavor of that. I thought you were growing this for the leaf, and then you told me you were growing it for the flower, and I was like, "That's insane!" It's like a burst of like lemon sour in the flower. It was the first time I ever tried them.
It's a crazy plant. This is like an experiment as well. So I saw this it's an Oxalis triangularis. I saw it down at the plant nursery just with 2 of these flowers. They look weird, and they actually close up at night time, which is funny. And I remember reading somewhere that you can eat the flowers. So I was like, "Oh, cool. Let's give it a test." I've put it in here, and then within 3 months or so, it's turned into this big plant where I'm selling these flowers at $1 each.
Oh, wow.
$1 each, but they are really, really nice. Like in a cocktail, it is like this actual burst of flavor. That's every time I bring somebody in here, they go, "Well, that's my favorite thing in the whole room." So if you're not growing one of these, just like put one plant in, because it seems to like 25-degree grow room with good airflow. It's doing well, and I'm just giving it a nutrient feed of about 1.0 EC, or the millisiemens. The same as everything.
Okay, so Microgreens get the same as...
They get the 1.0. They're 1.0.
Yeah, that's that. And these, from my understanding, these plants are pretty hardy. Like, they're not difficult plants to...
It's been dried out a few times, and it seems to bounce back.
Yeah. And you are using stronger grow lights. Like, do you know how many watts this one is? But it's covering a big area.
Okay, so this is a Spider Farmer G1000. So this thing here is not for microgreens. This is for like commercial tomato farming or other bigger plants. I've got this on the lowest setting. I think at the moment it might be at about 250 watts.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I'm using a quarter strength.
Oh, wow. That's for this is like a 4x8 area. So that's actually less than I would grow microgreens at. Oh, that's incredible.
But if you look at the PPFD, if that's the unit, or the lux, it's around 300.
Okay, that's like optimal.
It's so good, man.
At 250 watts. So these are very efficient.
Very efficient, and you'll find that it actually comes out. It's not. It's
a lot bigger of an area.
It's a big fingerprint.